Okay, copy. Now we're going to write and keke lekhnu parne ho, I'll let you know. So khasa answer matra lekhnu ho. So we're practicing different kinds of listening. Right, so here we go. I think just a moment. Fish the sent listening you. I'm sure you can see this. So these are the questions. If it's not very clear, father, maybe. How about that? Okay. How about that? So don't worry about this, okay? Type of word vanilla. Don't worry about what the speaker said. Just think about the blanks out here. Julia confirming dinner on blank at blank. Okay? So you just need to find the missing words. Like what we have been doing so far. So that's question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Copy left hand corner, you're going to write numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 till 10. And after each number, you're going to write the answer. Number 1, copy you write the answer. Number 2, placement. That's all. The usual drill, the things you've been doing regularly. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3.
So background wise, I am.
6. Okay. Sorry?
Background wise, I am.
Sorry?
Background is our background. आवाज आइरहेछ कि सर
ब्याकग्राउन्डबाट आवाज ओके मेरो यहाँबाट त हैन आइरहेछ जम्ने आवाज गंगा
मेरोमा मात्रै प्रब्लम हो कि क्या हो
सायद त्यस्तो होला
हैन आइरहेछ सर सीपीयू प्रोसेसर आइरहेछ
कस्तो आवाज आइरहेछ ब्याकग्राउन्डको के आवाज आइरहेछ
सर त्यो सीपीयू को होला के सर सर्भर घुमिरहेको छ
सीपीयू को त त्यस्तो नहुनु पर्ने फेरि I'm using the laptop. हिजो त आवाज आएको थिएन आज आइरहेछ
सर पंखा घुमे जस्तो आइरहेछ के सर
ओके के को आवाज ए मेरो यो ल्यापटपकै पंखा घुमेको त हैन
पंखा पनि सर तराईमा घुमाएको टाइपको हुन्छ नि एकदम हाई स्पिडमा के
मेबी यो ल्यापटप के एकदम ठुलो आइरहेको छ डिस्टर्ब हुने गरी
छैन नर्मल छ सर
maybe your laptop ko yo pankha ghumeko actually let me cool down
track 6 A oh hi
Sundar sir is that clear can everybody listen to it once again
everybody it's Julia here it's Thursday afternoon I'm just ringing to remind you that I'm coming for dinner on Friday night I'll be there about 7:30. See you soon. Track 6 A.
So I want you to look at this track 6 and A, okay, and just fill in the missing words.
Oh hi everybody, it's Julia here. It's Thursday afternoon. I'm just ringing to remind you that I'm coming for dinner on Friday night. I'll be there about 7:30. See you soon.
Buja, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do you think, sir? What should be the answer here? Julia confirming dinner on
Friday night.
Friday at
5:30. 7:30. Sorry.
7:30. Let me play that again. Listen, background sound ko disturb gareko cha chaina.
Sir. रियल टेस्टमा अडियोको क्वालिटी यही हो
Sorry, who asked that question?
सर प्रवीण यो लाइक अडियोको क्वालिटी रियल टेस्टमा पनि यही हुन्छ
Sorry, how do you say that? How do you assume that? यो मेरो यो पुरानो ल्यापटपको अडियोको क्वालिटी आउँदैछ रियल टेस्टमा यो गट वायरलेस ट्रान्समिटर्स
ओके
Listen.
Oh, hi everybody. It's Julia here. It's Thursday afternoon. I'm just ringing to remind you that I'm coming for dinner on Friday night. I'll be there about 7:30. See you soon.
Okay, Julia confirming dinner on
फ्राइडे
Friday, okay, or you could say Friday night at
7:30.
Yani, if you observe this carefully, you'll also note, you will find that these prepositions, ostimally prepositions ko kura garete task 1 ma, they're very important. Okay, so Julia confirming dinner on 7:30 though then, because when you use the word at, you are referring to something specific. Okay, something like a study at Edwise in Kathmandu. So Kathmandu is a big place, all right. So when you think about Kathmandu, we say in, but when you refer to a very specific place, we talk about at. You should be at your workstation. I met him at the bus stop. You know, so at is something very specific. So we're looking at something very specific. That's the number, and yate on Friday night. Okay, so when you have such fill in the blanks, okay, when you have completing the sentence, in this case, the word before it and after it, and they are usually pronouns. Prepositions. Okay, they play a very important role. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Number 2.
B. Johnson's Repairs here. Your DVD player's now working and ready for collection. You'll need to pay $45 for the work that's been done. Bye.
I'll repeat that again.
For collection. You'll need to here. Your DVD. Johnson's Repairs here. Your DVD player's now working and ready for collection. You'll need to pay $45 for the work that's been done. Bye. Johnson's Repairs here. Your DVD player's now working and ready for collection. You'll need to pay $45 for the work that's been done. Bye.
So what's ready?
DVD players.
DVD player. Your DVD player is ready. And cost of repairs, how much do you need to pay?
$45
$45.
$5. Okay, dollar ko sign then you already saw, I know. So we're not going to write the word dollar, that's going to be wrong. You know, there's already a symbol out there which means that's the dollar, so you simply write 45. Now, here the pronunciation is a little different, right? So Johnson's Repairs here, when they say, the man who called up is from a repair shop called Johnson's Repair. All right, so Johnson's Repairs here. Okay, next. Blank called, can't get textbook because it is blank. So get ready.
C. This is the university bookshop here. I'm afraid we haven't been able to obtain the book you ordered on Asian economies, as unfortunately it's out of print. Sorry about that.
That was very clear. So who called? Who called? The more you listen, the better you get, eh? So let's play that.
Economies, as unfortunately it's out of been able to obtain the book you. This is the university bookshop here. I'm afraid we haven't been able to obtain the book you ordered on Asian economies, as unfortunately it's out of print. Sorry about. This is the university bookshop here.
So who called?
University bookshop.
University Bookshop. Capital U, okay, University Bookshop. Capital B, capital S. So this is the University Bookshop.
I'm afraid we haven't been able to obtain the book you ordered on Asian economies, as unfortunately it's out of print. Sorry about that.
Out of print.
Can't get textbook because it is
Out
Out
of
of print.
out of print. Out of print, simple. Okay, let's go on to the next one. D. Next. Dr. Boyd is ill with blank, new appointment on blank.
D.
Dr. Boyd's surgery here. I'm afraid we'll have to cancel your appointment tomorrow, as unfortunately Dr. Boyd has the flu. Could you come on Monday at 3:30 p.m. instead?
E.
So Dr. Boyd is ill with?
Flu.
you.
Boyd is ill with COVID-19, all right. New appointment on?
Monday.
Monday.
3:30.
Monday. Done. Next, last one. I'll छिटो
सर
गरेर-
त्यो के अरे मोर देन यसमा चाहिँ 2 वर्ड
Exercises.
जस्तै कि मन्डे अनि 3:30 अनि फेरि PM सबै लेख्नु पाउँछ?
See, first thing is I want you to speak in English, number one.
Okay.
First thing. Okay, so could you please repeat that in English?
Yeah, sir. Previously the question we have done, and you have said that we can only write one word. And can we write here more than one or like 3? Or...
See, in this case, this is just exercise. We're not looking at the official material, which we are going to do from tomorrow. All right, but then when you look at the official material, for every answer, there are instructions. There are very specific instructions on how many words you could use. So in this case, feel free. No problem,
Okay, sir.
because there are no instructions. But in the examination, in the official material, the Cambridge series that we're going to use, okay, for every question, not only in listening, but also for reading, there
Message for Ian. We're having a farewell party for Prof. Hall on Saturday. You know he's going to China for 2 years. Give us a call on 981 84078.
So, number 9, what are they having for Prof. Hall? Professor Hall ko lagi?
Farewell party.
Farewell party, yes. Come on, answer the chacha down over here. Farewell party. We're giving a farewell party for Professor Hall, Prof. Hall, on Saturday. Please ring this number. And what's the number here, Abhishek?
98184078.
Okay, so everybody got that? Or okay, number different part, let me know. That's the one. Okay, let's go on further. Now, we are, this exercise, here we're going to try table. Okay? So information can be given in different ways. What we have here is a table. Take a look at this. अलिकति हल्का सानो 55 maybe. Okay, complete the table. Okay, a table is very common in, you find in especially in part 2, that's section 2, okay, or maybe in 3 also. So this is a table, and you have to go horizontally. Horizontally, not vertically down, horizontally. If you notice, numbers are in blank by 1, 2, 3 answer, 4, 5 answer, 6 answer. So complete the table below. Now, Praveen, if you're watching this, very clear instructions.
Yes.
So write no more than 2 words or a number for each answer. I've already told you, let me repeat again. And or banega 2 2 words. Your answer can be 2 words, and you could also include a number. All right? Or your answer can be either just 2 words, kita, just a number. So there are 3 ways to write an answer: either 1 word, a number, or maybe a combination of a word and a number. So take a look at it. This is about the City Aquarium. The type of tickets, cost. Okay, there are different types of tickets out here. Just say adult. Number 3, you'll have to write about the type of ticket. The last one is called a group ticket. So adult ticket will cost kati sir. What would be the advantage of taking this? Number 3, the name of the ticket. You'll also listen to this. Okay, cost $19, 30% discount. But then you must have something that's mentioned, group. That's for a group. Price includes something and must pay something. All right. Now, in the examination, if that was a question paper, you'd have around 20 seconds, around half a minute to 20 seconds, roughly 20 seconds, yeah, 30 seconds, half a minute to go through the question. Just say section 1 ma 10 questions hai na. To 10 order questions in section 1 ma, you will not have to listen to all the 10 questions. The 10 questions are divided into 2 parts. For instance here, 10 questions divided in 2 parts like 1 to 6, only remaining questions here, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So in the real examination, that's what you find. The 10 questions are delivered in 2 sets. The first set, the second set. For each set, you are getting around half a minute to read this. And after half a minute, okay, the conversation plays, you hear the listening, and then you'll be writing an answer directly on the question paper. So I'll tell you one major problem, Kiran, getting left behind. Means you're waiting for answer, let's say number 2. Okay, somehow you don't get answer 2, and all of a sudden you realize that the conversation has gone up to 4. When it's which answer chute. So that's getting left behind. So you have to keep pace with the conversation. So that's one challenge in the IELTS. So let's get ready with this.
Track 7. Good morning, City Aquarium. Georgina speaking.
Oh, hello. I'd like some information about the cost of visiting the aquarium.
Certainly.
I'm thinking of bringing a group of people to the aquarium. What would be the cheapest way of doing that?
Well, you have a couple of options. The standard price for a ticket for a child is $14.
Okay.
But they must be under 15 years of age. Otherwise, they rank as an adult, in which case it would be $27 for a single admission.
Right, I see. Well, they're all over 15, I'm afraid.
So it would be the adult entry fee then. But the good thing about this ticket is that there's no booking required.
Yes, that's an advantage. But I think that's a bit expensive for us, quite honestly. Is it possible to get a student concession? These people are all studying English here at the moment, and they're on a bit of a budget, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Students can get in for $19 a head.
Oh, okay. That's about a 30% reduction, isn't it? I suppose that's not bad when you think about it.
To be eligible for that price, they do need to show a passport.
Okay, I'll remember that. And do I need to book if I'm bringing a group?
How many of you are there?
Why, are there group prices as well?
Oh, yes, if you have a minimum of 10 people.
So how much does that work out at?
Well, there's a flat fee of $250 for a group of 10.
That's even more expensive.
Yes, but you do get the added benefit of a guided tour.
Yes, I'm sure it's very interesting, but it does still seem to be quite pricey for our students.
Also, I should tell you that if you want to come as a group, you'll need to buy the tickets in advance.
Right. Look, I think we'll just come down on our own.
Okay, that's a table. So number 1, what's the cost of the adult?
$27.
Sorry?
$27. $14.
$14. Okay. So as you can see, now answer question लिखना है ना. Take a look at this. यानी dollar को symbol लिखेगा sir. Okay, यहाँ पर symbol लिखेगा sir. But instead of writing the word dollar, $14, you'll write the symbol of the dollar and 14. Alright, so सब match करना पड़ेगा तो you column. Right, but just the type of ticket. If you notice, adult, that's capital, group, that's capital. Now if the answer that you write here is in small letter, it won't match with the capital letters. So in the column, everything needs to match out here. So that's dollar, you write the symbol, and $14. Trishla, is that okay? Trishla?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Bujdaisa, are you following this?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now let's go on. Number 2, the advantage.
No booking.
No, it's not clear.
No
Not
booking.
booking required.
No booking. Okay, if you say no booking required, then it's going to be a wrong answer because it clearly says no more than 2 words. So no booking. Number 3, type of ticket.
Student.
Students.
Student or like students or plural or
Students.
singular.
Students.
Look at the list. It must be
Student.
singular. It must be singular, right? Student.
Student.
Student. It must be singular with a capital S. Student. All right, $19, 30% discount. Requirement must have a
Passport.
passport. Must have a passport. Singular again. Now let's go on. Group, $250 for 10-person. Price includes a
Guided tour.
guided tour.
Tour.
Yes. Tour bande na tour.
Tour.
Pronounce it as tour. 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 र टुरमा जानेहरूलाई मान्छेहरूलाई हामीले भन्छ टुरिस्ट. Not tourist.
Tourist.
Not tourist, but tourist. So tour, tourist. Guided tour. All right. Must pay. Number 6.
So like it wasn't clear. I thought she said bands or
Number
something,
6.
but it
Number
was not
6.
clear.
I need an answer for number 6. Must pay in advance. Okay, this must be in advance. Must pay in advance. I think that's okay. Hang on.
Track 7.
Last kusunu.
For our students.
Also, I should tell you that if you want to come as a group, you'll need to buy the tickets in advance.
Right. Look,
Okay, you need to buy the tickets in advance. When it's a must pay, obviously it's got to be the preposition in advance. Okay, done. Let's move on further. So that's one part of the question, and then you'll get another part of the question. Okay, that happens in part 1, 2, 3, section 1, 2, 3. Section 4, last section must say, all 10 questions you'll have to listen in one go. There'll be no break in between. But when you think about section 1, 2, 3, all right, now it's not called section, I've already told you. We call it part 1, 2, 3. It's divided into 2 parts, and you get some time to read the question. And that's around half a minute to 20 seconds. So I'll give you some time to go through this question. This is sentence completion, filling in the blanks. Check the word before and after the blank. Here's a preposition in, okay? Here's a definite article the. फिर यानी और को definite articles are the. A and the. We know the articles are A and the. The is called a definite article. We use it for something definite. We use it in case of physical features. We use the Himalayas, the Brahmaputra River, okay? The Kathmandu Valley, physical features. We also use the when we are repeating the noun the second time. I went to Kumari Cinema Hall. Now if I repeat the same sentence, I'll say the cinema hall was closed. Instead of saying Kumari Cinema Hall was closed, I'll say the hall was closed. So when you repeat the noun the second time, we use the. We also use the in case of a proper noun and something specific. अब यानी sir at, and then we have the pronoun them. Okay, so it's good to pay attention to these things. That conversation still continues, right, between the man and his group of students. He would like to take the students to the city aquarium. So he's talking to the lady, the receptionist. Okay, time to play. Time to play this.
Track 8. Can I give you a word of advice?
Yes, sure.
Well, for $4 you can buy a copy of the guidebook, and that basically has all the information in it that you need. It has a full plan of the aquarium and information on all the different fish.
Oh, what a good idea.
Yes, you can get a copy at the gift shop here. Do you know where that is?
Is it near the entrance to the building?
No, not exactly at the entrance. It's actually beside the cafe.
Oh, I think I know where you mean. Thanks. I might pop down this afternoon and pick one up, and then I can give the students my own little tour. What time do you close tonight?
We close at 6 p.m. most evenings, but this evening we'll be open until 7:30.
Thanks very much. I should be able to get down there after work.
And one last thing.
Yes?
If you buy your tickets on the internet, you get a discount of 10%.
Gee, that's worth knowing. Thanks a lot.
So this is what I mean by getting left behind. Hey, Abu, what you're doing is you're basically trying to follow the conversation. And a conversation follow see, you'll have to look at some keywords. Just say, first, ko laima, book is a very important keyword. So in the examination, when you're writing answer directly on the question paper, right, you should be marking. You'll be writing answer directly on the question paper. So you should be underlining some keywords. So book bio, these words are important before and after the blank. Yaniro, the next important keyword is of course the bookshop. The gift shop. Next we have the aquarium. That's another important word that we have here. And then finally we have tickets. And then as you listen, you'll be focusing on these keywords. Ye keywords must focus on. All right. So that's how it goes. If you miss the keyword, if you're not underlining the keywords, sometimes you'll miss the answer. You answer 7, you wait for 8, all of a sudden conversation goes up to 10, which go 8 and 9 chutincha, and then you'll be throwing away your points unnecessarily. That is a challenge in the IELTS. Listening. About TOEFL listening now, let's compare, right? TOEFL listening first you listen. TOEFL you listen to a conversation or a lecture, and then you take notes. And then the questions you will see on the computer screen, you answer the questions looking at your notes. But it's a TOEFL first you listen. Well, IELTS first you read. You read. If you can't read well, if you are not comfortable with what you've read, you will miss out on the answers. All right. So you've got to read fast. As I've already told you, the time for you is around 20 seconds or 30 seconds. So let me play this again. Here again.
Track 8. Can I give you a word of advice?
Yes, sure.
Well, for $4 you can buy a copy of the guidebook, and that basically has all the information in it that you need. It has a full plan of the aquarium and information on all the different fish.
Oh, what a good idea.
Yes, you can get a copy at the gift shop here. Do you know where that is?
Is it near the entrance to the building?
No, not exactly at the entrance. It's actually beside the cafe.
Oh, I think I know where you mean. Thanks. I might pop down this afternoon and pick one up, and then I can give the students my own little tour. What time do you close tonight?
We close at 6 p.m. most evenings, but this evening we'll be open until 7:30.
Thanks very much. I should be able to get down there after work.
And one last thing.
Yes?
If you buy your tickets on the internet, you get a discount of 10%.
Gee, that's worth knowing. Thanks a lot.
Okay. So anybody? Answer Kiola. You can buy a book that tells you about the
Information.
Information.
Aina. Information in the aquarium match with
Fish.
fish. Exactly, fish. If you buy a book, okay, it tells you about something inside the aquarium, and that something inside the aquarium is the fish. So careful about this. Next, the gift shop is situated next to the
Cafe.
Cafe.
Okay.
C-A-F-E, cafe. Look at the pronunciation here. You can either pronounce it as cafe, okay, where the stress is on the second word F-E, second syllable, or you could say cafe. So either cafe or cafe. So generally, when you think about pronunciation, we think about two major kinds of pronunciation. One is British, Australian. British American. What about British American? And yes, Australian pronunciation is very different. So remember, I told you yesterday to look at the YouTube videos. I'm sure you're looking at it, focusing on the different accents and the pronunciation. That's going to be very important. Next, the aquarium closes at
7:30.
7:30. But the lady does not use the word closes. The lady says, we are open till 7:30. We are open till 7:30. Till. Open, till. Till is a preposition, 7:30. When you say after 7:30, it closes. You know? So closes at 7:30. The tickets are cheaper when you buy them
On
The
internet.
internet.
the internet. अब internet को अगाडि हामीले कुन चाहिँ preposition use गर्ने?
On the internet.
On the internet. So the tickets are cheaper when you buy them on the internet. It should never be in the internet, not through, not by, not at. So look at how important prepositions are.
Sir,
Yes.
still, what we hear, we have to write exactly that.
Is that you, Trishla?
Yes.
What we hear, we have to write exactly that. Yeah.
I mean, in 10 number, like the tickets are cheaper when you buy them online. We can't write online.
No, you can't write that. You'll have to write exactly what you hear.
Okay.
Okay? You can't use the word online out because the word mentioned when you listen is internet, isn't it? So it's not replaceable, right? All right, Trishla, it's not replaceable. You will write exactly what you hear. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. Right, now, okay, that was number...
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So how many maximum number of questions will be there at a time?
In what?
No, just looking the questions, after that listening, and at that time, how many maximum number of questions will be there?
I didn't get you. Looking questions? Clear boy, no? I'm not very clear.
So I'm just saying that
Huh?
how many maximum number of questions I am saying? Maximum number of questions at a time to look.
Oh, at a time. Like, you mean in sets. You know, you have a total question of 40. Every section was 10 unsa. But as you said, every set was how many questions? Yeah, 1 to 6. Maybe 1 to 5, 1 to 6. So 6 questions basically at one time. Okay? In
Okay,
one
sir.
set. Okay. Now here's another one. Get ready. Listen to the telephone conversation and complete the form below. Write to no more than 3 words and or a number. Okay, 3 words and or a number. So you're going to hear a telephone conversation. It's like section 1, part 1. Okay, two people talking about a general topic, transaction on nature, and it's about Golden Wheels car rentals. So take a good look. Yeah, someone sir, 10-7. I'm sure the display is clear. So you're just filling in some specific information. Frank Moorcroft, address, telephone number. So now look at it. Katiura answers, Emily, we'll have to try to guess for the answers. Okay, for example, you say address. So address, when it's probably your number, somebody you're going to hear a word. If it's a word, it's probably going to be a proper noun. Okay, a noun. Telephone number, we know we're going to hear numbers. Type of license, okay, probably a noun. Type of vehicle, name of the vehicle, so that's going to be a noun. Date of collection, number. Length of booking, maybe number. So at least these are things we can at least guess beforehand. Okay? All right, I think that was 9. So let me play this till 6 first.
Track 9.
Good morning, Golden Wheels Car Rentals. How can I help you?
Yes, good morning. I'd like to make a booking for a car, please.
Can I just get your name, sir?
Yes, Frank Moorcroft.
Could you spell that, please?
Yes, Frank, F-R-A-N-K, Moorcroft, M-O-O-R-C-R-O-F-T.
And the address?
My home address?
Yes, please. We need a home address.
Okay, it's number 26, Lake Road, Richmond.
Right. And could I get your home telephone number there?
Yeah, sure. Well, the area code is 02, and the number is, let me think, 33, no, sorry. I haven't learned this number yet. It's 36874500.
Thank you. And do you have a current license, sir?
Yes, I do, but it's not an Australian license. I haven't had time to get that organized since I arrived here.
Oh, well, you do need an Australian one if you're living in this country.
Oh, but I have an international license. That should be okay, shouldn't it?
Oh, that'll be fine. We'll just need to see it when you pick up the car. Right. Now, what kind of car were you looking for?
Well, I've got my wife, and I have 3 children with me, and quite a lot of luggage, so...
So you'll need a station wagon or a...
I don't mind what make it is, but I'd like a 4-door car. It's much easier with the kids, or maybe even something larger.
Well, if you go up to a 6-seater, you'll be into the next price bracket.
No thanks.
And when do you need the vehicle?
Well, I'd like to pick it up in the morning, if that's possible.
Not a problem. Let me just note that on the computer. Collect car on the 23rd of June.
No, tomorrow's the 24th of June, not the 23rd.
Oh, of course it is. I'm sorry.
And what's the rental cost?
Well, the rate is $70 a day if you have it for more than 3 days. Otherwise, it's $90 a day.
We'll need it for a week.
Well, then it'll be $70 a day. That's $490 all up.
All right. So we're looking at 1 to 6. All right. This is section 1. Looking for specific factual information. Trishla?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What we discussed yesterday was we looked at 4 different sections. All right. We looked at the overview of listening. So, but then I don't have your email address.
My email?
Mm-hmm.
I'll text you in the chat box.
Sorry? Yeah, you can do that. And because I'll be sending you the listening overview, because you have no idea about the listening. Actually, in listening, there we have a total of 4 sections. All right. And we're looking at section 1. So 10 questions, 4 sections, and it gets progressively more difficult. है लिसनिङ अझै गाह्रो हुँदै जान्छ यहाँ चाहिँ यो चाहिँ सेक्सन 1 फर्स्ट सेक्सनको जस्तो छ सेक्सन 1 चाहिँ किन सजिलो हुन्छ सेक्सन 1 and 2 is because you have to pick out essential information कतिवटा फ्याक्चुअल इन्फर्मेसन मात्र सेक्सन 3 र 4 किन गाह्रो हुन्छ because you have to listen to the speaker's mood attitude है त्यो गर्दा चाहिँ अलिकति गाह्रो हुन्छ है त so what do you think are the answers here address 26
Lake Road.
Lake Road. Now, Lake Road, are they same word or separate words?
Different maybe.
Do we write it separately or do we write it as one? Lake Road.
One sir as one.
Lake Road.
Differently I think.
We write it separately. Differently, no one, separately. Classroom. Classroom. Separate, okay. We write it as one word. Classroom.
One word.
One word.
Word. Yes. CLASS. Or. Oh, there was a time in the English language long time back when, you know, all the words were written separately. Every day, everything, today, yesterday, you know, so they were written separately. Now we understand that when we write today as one word, not T-O and then D-A-Y separate. Yester and day separate like that. But there was a time, okay, when English was written that way. Everything is separate like that. But then that doesn't mean like you can combine all the words together. You're going to be careful. Say you couldn't. There are certain words which we write separately. Okay, separate gorara. Just say Lake Road, you know. But then there are lots of words in the English language where we write it as one word, like classroom or everything. Okay, so Yaniro Lake Road. Telephone
36785400.
Okay, one person. 3687.
36874500.
Yes sir.
Okay, fine. I'm sure everybody got that right. Type of license?
International.
National. Type of vehicle?
Four-door car.
Four-door
Doors.
car. Hey, how are you going to write it? It says a word or a number. Limitation here, right? It says no more than 3 words and or a number. So, four-door, you could write F-O-U-R, four-door car. So it's still within 3 words, all right? So I'm sure most of you have written F-O-U-R, D-O-O-R, door, and C-A-R, car. But then that's still going to be wrong if you don't insert a hyphen between 4 and door. 4 hyphen door.
Yes sir.
You need a hyphen. Now, why do you need a hyphen? Because car is a noun. Car is a noun. Right? So the words that comes before the noun, they are basically adjectives. They modify the noun. So what kind of car? Four-door. Yeah? So when you have more than one adjective, we always hyphenate it. So hyphenation is very important. So without the hyphenation, it's going to be a wrong answer. Remember, double adjectives, more than one word adjective, hyphenate words. Okay? Like, let me give you another example. Door-to-door service. Service when you can now know. Okay? Now, what kind of service? Door-to-door. Door-to-door. Yeah, 3 adjectives. Ela supply hyphenate. So, door hyphen to hyphen adjective. Green-eyed monster. Monster noun. What kind of monster? Green-eyed. Green hyphen eyed. Right. So hyphen ko there are rules then hyphen ko other rules we understand there are lots of hyphenated words. Daughter-in-law, mother-in-law, editor-in-chief, commander-in-chief. Without the hyphen, it makes no sense. Just got the meaning of the word. Right? So hyphenations, when you think about punctuation, our English language ma hamile use गर्ने punctuation full stop, comma, common full stop एकदम common हो, comma people are not sure, colon, semicolon कुन चरीको नाम हो भनेको जस्तो हुन्छ हैन र त्यसपछि आयो hyphen. अब सबै को आफ्नो आफ्नो रुल्सहरू छ, there are certain ways to use it, guidelines. Hyphens चाहिँ यस्तो भइसक्यो कि grammarians have actually given up classifying hyphens. People are using hyphens in such creative ways that the grammarians have started classifying hyphens. Yet, there are certain rules, there are certain guidelines that are on using hyphens. All right. And one way to use hyphen here is when we are using more than one adjective before a noun. So, for, do, car. Date of collection?
24th of June.
24th of June. Length of booking? Length of booking? Anybody?
3 weeks.
3 weeks, answer. Yuvraj?
1 week.
1 week, exactly. Length of booking is 1 week. Okay. Take care. No problem. Let's go further. Let's look at the remaining questions. So I'll give you around half a minute. 7, 8, 9, 10. Simple, sir. Questions in. Okay, here we go.
And where would you like to collect the car, sir? At our Melbourne City branch?
No, we're arriving by plane, so we'd like to pick it up from the airport.
Yes, certainly. At approximately what time?
The flight gets in at 11 in the morning, so by the time we've collected our bags, I'd say we'd need the car at around lunchtime.
Right. I'll make sure it's available for you then. And do you require any other special equipment? Maps, GPS, that sort of thing?
Yes, actually, we do. Thanks for reminding me. We have a
You're partially covered, but we do recommend that you take out extra cover in case you have an accident. Otherwise, you'll have to pay the first $1,000 of any repairs. What do you think?
Oh, I suppose I'd better have the extra insurance. Better to be safe than sorry.
Good idea. I'll get that organized for you too.
Okay, the man will pick up the car from
Airport.
airport. Hey, airport capital A hundena, because it's a common noun. The car is required at.
Lunchtime.
Now, how do you write lunchtime? Separately or one word?
Separately.
Number 9. A blank is also needed.
So in mind, your like your voice and screen was freezed up at that time. Maybe internet problem.
Yes, sir.
Sorry?
So your display and your like voice was freezed. Internet problem, I think so.
When?
At GPS. The girls asked about GPS and map, and your screen
Oh,
got
really?
freezed.
Hey, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So maybe I can play that part. No problem. Net ko ka jati nai upgrade garyo bhane ni
Track 9.
ke huncha. Okay. Hang on there.
Door car. It's much easier.
Not a problem. Let me just note that on the computer.
No, tomorrow's the 24th of
$20 a day. If you have it for more, $70 a day. That's... And where would you like to collect the car, sir? At our Melbourne City branch?
No, we're arriving by plane, so we'd like to pick it up from the airport.
Yes, certainly. At approximately what time?
The flight gets in at 11 in the morning, so by the time we've collected our bags, I'd say we'd need the car at around lunchtime.
Right. I'll make sure it's available for you then. And do you require any other special equipment? Maps, GPS, that sort of thing?
Yes, actually, we do.
Thanks for reminding me. We have a 2-year-old, so she needs a child seat. Can you organize that?
Certainly can. I'll see that there's one in the car for you.
And what about insurance? Is the car fully insured?
You're partially covered, but we do recommend that you take out extra cover in case you have an accident. Otherwise, you'll have to pay the first $1,000 of any repairs. What do you think?
Oh, I suppose I'd better have the extra insurance. Better to be safe than sorry.
Good idea. I'll get that organized for you too.
Okay, so the man will call, number 7, the man will pick up the car from the airport. The car is required at lunchtime. Number 9, a blank is also needed.
Child seat.
Huh?
Child seat.
Child seat. We've got a 2-year-old, means he's got a 2-year-old child. So they need a child seat to be fitted in the car. Child seat. Okay. Okay, small, so lowercase. The man decides to take the
Extra insurance.
extra insurance. Now you want to make sure in the examination you write the answer in the correct place. Eh? Anyway, so that's we've tried this one. That's number 9. Let's go further. Diagram labeling. Or you also get diagrams. Okay, labeling a diagram. But besides this, let's try something else. Diagram labeling. Okay. Let's look at 13. Now, in the listening part, you've got to be very careful about multiple choice questions. Okay, multiple choice, you've got to be very careful. If you look at the type of questions, it's kind of similar to reading comprehension. You get the same questions like, let's say, diagram labeling. You have other questions, sentence completion, and so on. Okay, but then the only other question that you don't find in listening that you find in reading is yes, no, not given, true, false, not given, and list of headings. Okay, our reading, ma'am, you have multiple choice questions like this, the one I've displayed here. Okay, but in listening, you've got to be all the more careful. Especially in MCQs, multiple choice questions, you've got to be very careful with listening. All right. Now look here. It says number 1, the announcer says the canoeing is, right? The announcer says that canoeing is, it's an incomplete question. Look at number 2. The speaker says that canoes may be hard to, incomplete question. So in multiple choice, the question is always incomplete. Technically speaking, we call it a question stem. Question stem. Okay? STEM, STEM, question stem. I don't know if it's possible to write this. Text. Okay, hang on there. It can't be smaller than this. Okay, so these are what we call as question stem. All right, your incomplete question, go. They call question stem. Now, question stems can make things kind of complicated. So the announcer says that canoeing is. The speaker says that canoes may be hard to. You can only complete the answer by taking these answers and attaching the answer to the question. Right? There would a complete sentence go to be complete. Now, just compare that question stem with this. Yeah, the complete statements are. Where does the term whitewater canoeing come from? And it ends with a question mark. So when you have a complete question, it's much easier to understand. In most cases, not in most cases, in multiple choice, you have such incomplete questions. So what do? If possible, you try to convert this question into a complete statement. What does the announcer say about canoeing? It will be much easier to understand. The speaker, why do you think the speaker says that canoes may be hard? What's hard about canoeing? So try to convert it, simplify it into a complete statement. Your question is to all right, so multiple choice question step. Now the next thing is, when you're listening to the answer, okay, you might have in the examination 3 or 4 options. Here you've got 3 options. Now, don't pick an answer, the first answer you think you've heard. Okay, listen to the entire answer till you hear the next question, and then you decide on the answer. And by the way, when you listen to the answer, all of it could be mentioned, eh? All of it could be mentioned. Just like the word popular could be mentioned, or maybe sentence enjoyable, maybe safer. But you don't pick an answer just because you've heard the word, but just because the words match. Okay? The best answers will be the one that matches completely with the sentence. Your sentence and all completely match with it. Okay, so let's try this. So take a look at the question 1 and 2. And multiple choice normally you will have it in section 3, part 3, part 4, 3. And in multiple choice, same time, like 30 minutes, 30 seconds or 20 seconds of preparation time. There are धेरै material points. All right, it's not like just one blank. All right, you read a question, you look at the options, and here the options are shorter. Sometimes the options go words. You read the sentences can be very long, so it's kind of time consuming. So extra careful in listening when you're dealing with multiple choice. All right, so take a quick look. Right, let me play that now.
Track 13. Paddling around on a river in a small boat is not everyone's idea of fun, and it can sometimes be a lot riskier than you think. But more and more people are getting involved in this new sport and taking their boats onto dangerous rivers to enjoy what is called whitewater canoeing. Canoes, which are narrow boats to start with and usually hold only 1 or 2 people at the most, are particularly well known for being unstable and turning over in the water. Cynthia Barton, one of Britain's top canoeists, talks about what the sport is and how to get started if you're thinking of taking it up.
Okay, let me play that.
Track 13. Paddling around on a river in a small boat is not everyone's idea of fun, and it can sometimes be a lot riskier than you think. But more and more people are getting involved in this new sport and taking their boats onto dangerous rivers to enjoy what is called whitewater canoeing. Canoes, which are narrow boats to start with and usually hold only 1 or 2 people at the most, are particularly well known for being unstable and turning over in the water. Cynthia Barton, one of Britain's top canoeists, talks about what the sport is and how to get started if you're thinking of taking it up.
Okay, so what do you think is the answer for number 1?
Becoming more popular.
Becoming service.
More
Becoming
popular.
more popular? No.
Enjoyable for most people.
Enjoyable
Enjoying
for
for most people.
Yes. Let's listen to this again. Feri, your word when you mentioned, sir, or word when you mentioned, sir, let's listen to it.
Track 13. Paddling around on a river in a small boat is not everyone's idea of fun, and it can sometimes be a lot riskier than you think. But more and more people are getting involved in this new sport and taking their boats onto dangerous rivers to enjoy what is called whitewater canoeing. Canoes, which are
But more and more people, all right, are taking the boats into what is called whitewater canoeing to enjoy what is called whitewater canoeing. So when you say more and more, it looks like this one too, okay? Becoming more popular whenever, because more and more when a word mentioned what is, but enjoyable for most people. Okay, next one, number 2 core.
narrow boats to start with, and usually hold only 1 or 2 people at the most, are particularly well known for being unstable and turning over in the water. Cynthia Barton, one of Britain's...
Sorry. Number 1, it should be C. Becoming more popular. Enjoyable for most people, I know. I'm sorry, I'll have to change this answer. Number 1, it's got to be C. Enjoyable for most people. Okay, the word to enjoy is mentioned, but it's getting more and more popular.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because more people are taking up the sport. All right, the second one, the speaker says the canoes may be hard too.
Spelling C.
They are known for being particularly unstable. You know?
people and turning over in the water.
Yeah.
Cynthia Barton, particularly well known for being unstable and turning over in the water.
So if they're unstable and they're known for turning over in the water, it's kind of hard to balance the canoes. Okay? Right, so let's try some more of multiple choice. Look at questions 3 and 4, the remaining question. Where does the term whitewater canoeing come from? Okay, ABC. Now look at this question carefully, 4 to 6A. All right, 4 to 6 is a little different. Circle 3 letters A to G. Which 3 things does Cynthia recommend you buy to get started? So Cynthia Barton is going to talk about canoeing, all right? And there are 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 options. Out of 7 options, you pick 3 answers. 3 answers that Cynthia Barton mentions. So which 3 things does Cynthia recommend you buy in order to get started with canoeing? So what do you need to buy amongst these 3 things? And yeah, but I say you pick one. All right, so take a look at this. See here, these are not question stems, right? They're complete questions, so much easier to follow, much easier to understand. Trishla?
Yes, sir.
Good sir?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, ठीक है sir. What about you, Abhishek? Abhishek, Amgai? Abhishek?
Yes, sir.
Good sir, के problem छ?
Nice, sir, sign.
Okay, fine. All right. अरू अब विजयहरूलाई त ठिकै होला हैन? विजय, गंगा should be okay. All right, so take a good look. छिटो है, छिटो पढ्नुपर्छ, फटाफट पढेर. You've got to get ready. अब एक्जाममा पढेर म कतिवटा नोट गर्छु भन्ने पनि पाउँदैन है. You just have to read and get ready to listen. Okay, time to play this.
Track 14. A lot of people may be familiar with what I call recreational canoeing. That's where you take a canoe out onto a nice calm river with a picnic and have a relaxing time. But if you're doing whitewater canoeing, then you're doing something very different. Whitewater canoeing actually gets its name from the fact that when you do it, you've got to be paddling very rapidly through the water. And when you're doing that, you make a lot of froth and bubbles, and the water looks white. First of all, you will need to think about equipment. You'll need to get yourself a good canoe, and these can set you back anything from £500 to £1,500, depending on the material they're made of. Personally, I wouldn't go for a cheap one, although obviously this depends on your budget. And to protect yourself against rocks when you fall out of the canoe, and believe me, you will fall out, you'll need a good quality helmet. It needs to meet certain government standards, so make sure you go to a reputable supplier. And there's no point, particularly as a beginner, in wearing anything but a wetsuit. That's a must. I'd recommend one with short sleeves rather than long sleeves. Then you'll have to get a life jacket too, and I would also suggest that you get yourself a pair of river shoes. These are made out of the same material as the wetsuit. Some people think that ordinary rubber boots will do, but they're much too loose and fill up with water. It is also essential to wear something to protect your hands from the paddles and stop them from being rubbed.
All right. Number 3, where does the term whitewater canoeing come from?
The effect of waves on the water.
Yani put a picture of you're paddling rapidly, okay, with a paddle, and as you paddle rapidly, you make a lot of froth, a lot of bubbles, and that's where the term whitewater canoeing comes from. So that was mentioned, you know? So what can be chosen here? Which answer can be chosen?
B.
B, the effect of the paddles on the water when you're paddling. Paddles, noun bio, these are the paddles with which this woman is paddling, okay? And if they paddles as a verb, paddle. Yeah, paddling. So look at it, English language, nouns, verbs, a lot of verbs are derived from nouns. Okay, now let's look at the next one. Which 3 things does Cynthia recommend you buy to get started?
B, D, and J. B, C, and G.
Protective headgear means you need a good quality helmet.
Helmet, yes.
Good quality helmet when it's protective headgear. ILA
D number.
D. C and D.
Okay, you need a protective headgear. Let's play that again, eh? Okay.
Track 14. Need to think about equipment. You'll need to get yourself a good canoe, and these can set you back anything from £500 to £1,500, depending on the material they're made of. Personally, I wouldn't go for a cheap one, although...
I wouldn't go for a cheap one. You need to get a good quality canoe, you know? So personally, shouldn't like to go for a cheap one, but it's A cannot be an answer.
Obviously, this depends on your budget. And to protect yourself against rocks when you fall out of the canoe. And believe me, you will fall out. You'll need a good quality helmet. It needs to meet certain government standards, so make sure you go to a reputable supplier. And there's
Okay, protective headgear. Okay, good quality helmet.
no point, particularly as a beginner, in wearing anything but a wetsuit. That's a must. I'd recommend one with short sleeves rather than long sleeves.
All right. The wetsuit, I'll recommend one with short sleeves rather than long sleeves. So D. So we've got B, we've got D.
Then you'll have to get a life jacket too, and I would also suggest that you get yourself a pair of river shoes.
Hang on there. Then you should also get a life jacket.
Life jacket.
You buy a life jacket, but this is a waterproof jacket. So a waterproof jacket and a life jacket, they're 2 entirely different things. So you match good enough. All right, so C is not the answer. But as we are here, now we got to pick up one answer from here, E, F, G.
These are made out of the same material as the wetsuit. Some people think that ordinary rubber boots will do, but they're much too loose and fill up with water. It is also essential to wear something to protect your hands from the paddles and stop them from being rubbed.
So?
Gloves.
Gloves. So you're going to wear a protective headgear, you need a short-sleeved wetsuit, and you need a pair of gloves. Okay? O. Remember the vowel sound of O is A, eh? Gloves, not gloves.
Gloves.
Okay, so this is, we can go on and on and on. There are 11:20 boys again, so we're going to end here. So this is about a general practice. It's just basically skill building. Tomorrow I'm going to display to you the ALTIS material, the official material, maybe any from 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 15, and we will practice more from there. Okay, so as and when you want to practice the listening, improve your listening. I've given you so many ideas of watching TV series, stand-up comedies, movies, listening to songs, blah blah blah. But then for actual practice, you're going to use the Cambridge series 1 to 15. Hey. Okay, so I think we will end it here today.
Sir,
Yes.
I won't be able to join class tomorrow.
And why is that so? Busy at work?
Yeah, we are having psychosocial counseling tomorrow from 9:30 to 12:30. That's why.
Okay. All right. Take a sec. Now, if you're busy, you're busy. That cannot be helped, you know? Okay. Let's note down my email address. Okay, everybody, we're going to end it here. We will meet up tomorrow, okay? And we'll get more practice. And you guys like your material पठाउनु बाँकी छ त्रिशालाई पनि हिजोको material म पठाइदिन्छु overview of listening. All right?
Sir.
Yes,
Sir.
Praveen?
के अरे मेटेरियल मलाई पनि पठाइदिनु ल
के को
8 and 7 both.
अरे तिमीलाई पठाए जस्तो लाग्छ सर।
हजुर प्रिया दिले पठाइदिनु भएको थियो तर त्यो युजली मोस्ट अफ द फाइल चाहिँ ब्ल्याङ्क थियो क्या अडियो फाइलहरु मात्र थियो अरु चाहिँ छैन बुकै छैन न पीसीमा न म्याकमा न के रे आइफोनमा न एन्ड्रोइडमा केहीमा नि आएन
अलराइट प्रवीणलाई 7 and 8 अरु तिम्रो के मटेरियलहरु मैले प्रवीण कोहेरेन्स कोहेसनको विषयमा पठाएको थिए डिड यु रिसिभ दैट
नो सर
कुनै केम छैन कोहेरेन्स कोहेसन
नो सर
ओके अरु टेफको मटेरियल टास्क 1 भनेर छ कि छैन
टेफ आई डोन्ट थिंक सो सर
Okay, Praveen ko, I think last time our email address ko problem baat hai.
Yes, sir.
Maybe two bar rata hai na Philip. Can you just type your email address in the chat box? Ma ki you just tell me early.
Yes, sir. It's problem Vista 2058.
2058. Sorry, 2000.
58.
2058.
Yes, sir. 2058.
एक second है प्रवीण को प्रवीण @gmail.com है okay प्रवीण बिस्टर 2058 @gmail.com okay take I'll be sending this material. Okay, so let's end it here.
Okay, bye, sir.
Tomorrow again. I'm leaving right now. Okay, so see you tomorrow.